Communication by Lindsay Stefano. Business communication will either make you or break you. It will make you stand out from your peers. It will make you look more professional at all times. It can open doors in your future. All begin. It begins with something so simple as your resume and cover letter. You have roughly 60 seconds just to impress someone and make them want to bring you in for an interview. Jobs look at a lot of resumes for any given position. You want to make sure that your spelling and grammar are correct. The cover letter is your time to say that you're interested and you want the job. The purpose of the resume is to get the interview. The purpose of the interview is to land you that job. The cover letter is the first potential thing that your new employer will see. The resume is what you use to sell yourself. So always make sure you're representing yourself in the correct manner. Many situations will arise that may cause turmoil. It is your job to follow the company ethics and do things right all the time. Ethics are a system of moral principles that go beyond legal rules to tell us how to act. Companies have professional ethics in place that employees are expected to follow, which allows employees to know when something is right or wrong. There are also personal or individual ethics or things that you believe in to be fair and true. Different forms of communication. I'm going to say a few of them, but not all of them. There's gossip. You want to make sure that you're not gossiping about inappropriate workplace things. There's communication in meetings. There's communication in groups. There's speeches, whether it be publicly or in a team setting. There's emails, text messages. There's direct conversation between me and you. Communicating with others. The way you talk inside and outside will always be judged. It is something that will make you or break you. You want to make sure that everything you do is fair and correct. Managers, especially, should treat all team members the same. You want to make sure that rules and policies are being followed when it comes to communication. You also want to make sure that communication is done in the proper manner at the right place and the right time. Communication really goes on the inside. Communication starts at the bottom with the employees and then moves up to the managers. Communication then goes to the CEO or the owner of the company. Being that we live in a technology day and age, emails are super important. Always make sure the subject is to the point. Your email is again to the point and in a business manner. Spelling and grammar have been checked. You are sending facts and things that the company will approve of. You want to limit jargon to a minimum. You also want to refrain from using any slang. End the email on a positive note. Emails are something that is such a big thing and you want to make sure is done correctly because there's something called the forward button. On the forward button, I can forward it to every member of the team and you wouldn't even know it. You could send me an email jokingly talking about Cindy that works 3 doors down from you and then everybody knows what you're talking about. So you want to make sure if you're sending something, it's professional at all times. Barriers in communication. There are nonverbal barriers and there are verbal barriers. The nonverbal barriers are inappropriate or conflicting signals, differences in perception, inappropriate emotions, distractions. A few of the verbal barriers are differences in interpretation, language differences, and inappropriate use of expressions such as slang and jargon. There's going to be tons and tons of situations that you may never expect. Situations are going to arise that are heated. They're going to be situations that are sad, happy. It is your job to make sure you feel out what's going on. You don't want to be laughing and joking when somebody is talking about a very serious matter. In the workplace, you're going to have to talk to a variety of different people. There may be times where there is a language barrier. You want to make sure you do your best to translate what you're trying to get across in the proper manner. Sometimes you'll have to use some sort of translation, whether it be a person or a program. And then you want to make sure what you're saying is appropriate. We don't want to be talking in slang. Just because I understand a word, it doesn't mean that everybody else is going to understand the word. So, really, you want to make sure that you remember, always follow the correct procedures when it comes to communication. Do not do things unethically. The reason that these policies are in place is to keep you legally safe. It is to keep the business legally safe. Communication is key no matter how it's done. Remember, inappropriate text messages can get you in trouble. Triple check your spelling and grammar, because the worst thing in the entire world is to open up an email and they misspelled something really simple, and then continue to read and grow your mind to new words. Continue learning.